Hi everyone, welcome to today's Cyber Seniors webinar. Today we are going to be discussing streaming services. So it's going to be a beginner's guide to streaming movies and TV online. But before we get started, I'm happy to say that today's webinar is proudly sponsored by Breezeline. Breezeline is the 8th largest cable provider in the US. Breezeline offers internet, TV, and voice services to residents and businesses in 12 states. And we are so happy to have them on today as our sponsor. So before we get started talking about streaming, let's see a quick video from Breezeline.
Wi-Fi your way home, powered by Flume Home Pass. Technology that spreads ultra-fast Wi-Fi to every inch of your home. We make having a Wi-Fi supercharged home easy by including a SuperPod with your Wi-Fi gateway package. Learn more at breezeline.com.
If you want to learn more about the services Breezeline offers, you can visit them online at www.breezeline.com. And now that we've seen that video, let's talk about how we can stream other videos online. All right, so beginner's guide to streaming TV and movies. So to start off, let's talk about what video streaming is. So streaming refers to any media content, live or recorded, delivered to computers and mobile devices and even TVs via the internet and played back in real time. So basically what streaming allows you to do is watch and load video at once. So there's no need to wait for downloads. The media is sent in a continuous stream of data and played as it arrives. So this is different than how you might have watched videos online in the early 2000s, where videos would have to download or load and then buffer, and then you could finally play them. What streaming allows you to do is watch things quicker, more efficiently. It also allows us to watch live video feed because we're not waiting for things to load up. It loads as we watch. So it's a great technology allowing access to videos and TV and movie content at lightning speed. Now, what are the benefits of streaming? So streaming allows on-demand access to video content, so no waiting for programs to come on at a certain date or time like you may have to with traditional cable. It also allows you to access TV and movies from your TV, as you traditionally would, but also from phones, tablets, and computers. So you can also transfer things. So you can start watching a movie, say, on your TV, and then if you leave, you're traveling somewhere, you can continue off where you left off on your phone or tablet. So you can watch movies and TVs from anywhere that you can access an internet signal. Now, here are a few examples of streaming sites. There are actually a lot more than even are listed here, but here are a handful of ones that we're going to talk about in a bit more detail today. So we'll go through some of these, talk about kind of the subscription models, how they work, what they offer, and then we'll do a tour of Netflix just to see the interface it offers and how to operate and use it. And then we'll talk a bit more about a couple other services just briefly to see what else is out there. So what we'll be covering basically as we go through these is what differentiates different streaming sites. So some of the things we're going to be focusing on are the different subscription models and costs, if they have ads or not on their content, the kinds of content they're housing, whether it's more movies or more TV or a mix of both, if they're genre specific. So, you can find streaming services that are specifically with period dramas or clearly horror content or clearly and exclusively reality TV content, like something like Hey You. So there's tons of different streaming services that cater to specific needs and wants for what you want to watch. We'll also discuss geographic locations, so their availability in different countries, and also the content that may vary or differ because of that. So starting off, we'll talk about Netflix. Netflix is one of the more popular streaming services. It was really at the forefront of launching kind of the movement towards going into streaming for movies and TVs. So Netflix offers a subscription-based service with prices ranging from $8.99 to $17.99 a month. With a basic plan, basically that $8.99 a month plan, you get one screen, so you can watch on one screen at a time. If you go up to the standard or premium plan, you go to 2 screens and then to 4 screens. And basically what that means is I can be watching a movie on my computer while someone else in my family watches a TV show on the TV, right? So we can watch different content at once under one subscription. With a basic plan, I could only watch on my computer, and no one else could watch at the same time as me. Netflix also doesn't have any ads on their content, so when you pay that subscription, that's it. You get access to all of their content whenever you'd like. Now, what kind of content does Netflix house? Netflix houses both movies and TV shows, including many Netflix originals. So that's Netflix produced content that's exclusive to their platform. They started off pretty much in movies, and then their original content was really focused on TV shows, but now they are producing a lot of movies themselves as well and moving into that sphere. They house about 4,000 movies on their platform and about 1,200 TV shows. Obviously, that kind of collection varies and grows and shrinks all the time. So depending on when different distribution contracts are up, that may change, but that's the general numbers of how much they have on there. It is available internationally with the exception of Syria, Crimea, China, and North Korea. So except those countries, it is available anywhere in the world to watch. Now, the next one we're going to talk about is Hulu. Hulu is also a subscription-based service with prices ranging from $5.99 a month to $64.99 a month with a 2-screen streaming limit on all accounts. You can only watch on 2 screens at once. The lowest tier plan includes ads, so you will get ads when you're watching TV. And higher tier plans give you access to ad-free content. Subscription packages also can give you access to premium cable channel content like HBO and Showtime. So that's one of the reasons why there's such a variation in terms of their lowest tier and their highest tier of subscription model, because you can get the basic plan, but you can also get access to other cable or content that you wouldn't otherwise get in a basic plan. It also has a live TV option that gives you access to 60 plus cable channels. So this is a great alternative if you're trying to move away from a cable subscription exclusively to streaming. This is basically offers you the benefits of a streaming package with a lot of the benefits of also having basic cable with those 60 channels and the live TV option included. Hulu houses both movies and TV shows, again, including many Hulu originals, so Hulu produced content. They have around 2,500 movies and around 1,650 TV shows, but they do have more content when you subscribe to those packages or their live TV options. So that's just the base of what they have. There is more content when you upgrade to have like an HBO subscription or something like that. Hulu is available exclusively in the US, including US territories and on US military bases, but it's not available in any other country currently. Now, Prime Video is a subset of Amazon Prime, so it is an Amazon-owned entity. Prime Video subscription actually comes with an Amazon Prime account. So if you have an Amazon Prime account for ordering stuff off Amazon, you also have a Prime Video subscription with it. And that costs around $12.99 a month with a 3-screen streaming limit. There are no ads on Amazon Prime, but also for US Prime Video subscription, which you can get without the shipping and buying part of Amazon, it's $8.99. So you can get that solely if you want it, if you don't use Amazon. But if you do use Amazon, you get this for free with it. Amazon Prime houses both movies and TV shows, including, again, many Amazon originals and exclusives. They have about 12,000 movies, so obviously a big emphasis on movies on this platform. It's one of the larger platforms in terms of how much movie content they do have, and around 1,200 TV shows. It is also, like Netflix, available internationally with the exception of Syria, Iran, China, and North Korea. Next, we have Disney Plus, which is obviously Disney's streaming service here. So Disney Plus is also a subscription-based service that costs $6.99 USD per month or $69.99 per year with a 4-screen streaming limit. There's no other tiered options. It's just one tiered option when it comes to the subscription, and there are no ads on any of this content. Disney Plus houses both movies and TV shows, including new original content that's exclusive to Disney Plus, and it includes all of Disney-owned content. And Disney owns a lot, so anything from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic, and as of the past couple of years, 20th Century Fox. So they own all of that content, and it's housed exclusively pretty much on Disney Plus. So they have around 500 movies and 100 plus TV shows. And Disney is available in the US, Canada, the Netherlands, Australia, New Zealand, Puerto Rico, Austria, Germany, Ireland, Italy, France, Spain, Switzerland, India, and the United Kingdom at the moment. Next, moving on to Hoopla. So Hoopla is a bit of a different platform in terms of streaming, and that is because Hoopla is a free digital streaming service for library users to access ebooks, audiobooks, music, movies, and TV shows. So it's free with the library card, depending on if your library subscribes to the service, and there are no ads on any of the content. So basically, how this works is if your library subscribes to Hoopla, you can access all of the content that your library has access through your library card. So when you create an account, basically when you're using this service, rather than entering in credit card information, you actually just go search through and select your library district, and then you enter in your library card number and you can create an account from there. So this will depend on if your local library service, your regional library service subscribes to this platform. Many do, so something to check out, because you can watch TV shows from the BBC, from PBS, from Great Courses and more, and thousands of movies. So this is more focused on public content, but also movie content. But yeah, it's a great service. It's available in both the US and Canada currently. Next is Tubi, which is actually another free streaming service, but it is ad supported, so you will get frequent ads when you're watching it, but it is free to use, I guess, when there's an ad. It's not technically free, you're paying by watching an ad, but it is, you don't pay any money up front to watch it. It houses both movies and TV shows. It does have less TV than movies. Again, it's more movie focused, but has a lot of older TV shows. So if you want to go back and watch old TV shows from when maybe you were younger, they'll probably be on Tubi. They have key partnerships with Lionsgate, Paramount, MGM, and Starz, which makes up for most of their content. And they have around 20,000 movies and TV shows to choose from, so a pretty expansive library there. And they are available in US, Canada, the UK, and Mexico. And the last service I want to kind of cover and go over is the Internet Archive, which you can access at archive.org. Now, this isn't necessarily exclusively a streaming service, but they do offer access to a lot of video and movie footage and documentaries, which is kind of cool. And it's free to use, providing access, and it basically provides access to all public domain content. So if something is old enough that it's now in the public domain and available for anyone to access for free, it should be on the Internet Archive. So this includes movies and TV shows. It also extends to books, music, and more. They also actually house different kinds of videos. So there are 4 million videos on the site, and this includes 1.6 million television news programs. So if you're ever interested in going back and watching a news program from a certain historic event, this is a great place to find it. It's super interesting to peruse, to be honest. It's great for old news coverage, old cartoons, early film and TV, and it is available anywhere. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, this is a great resource for that. And not maybe the streaming services we would think of when we think of streaming, but it's a cool option and something where you can, get access to a lot of cool content from. So now that we've talked about some of those streaming services, namely Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and Disney Plus, we'll do a bit of a comparison just so you can get a sense of what these different platforms look like. and their user base. So Netflix has kind of the largest user base of all the ones we talked about at 139 million subscribers or users on there. Next up is Hulu with 25 million. That's probably because it's US exclusive. Amazon Prime has 100 million users, and Disney Plus has 90 million users. Some of the content you can find on Netflix, so you may have heard of some of these titles, and these are the ones that are on Netflix. So Stranger Things, The Crown, BoJack Horseman, Glow, and a bunch of other stuff. Hulu is Handmaid's Tale, The Path, Castle Rock, and more. Amazon Prime houses Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Sneaky Pete, Bosch, Goliath, The Man in the High Castle, and more. And Disney Plus obviously features all Disney Vault movies, Star Wars, Marvel, The Simpsons. So that's a bit of an idea of what these kind of content that you may have heard of these platforms house. There's obviously a lot more, but those are some of the kind of big hitters that are originals or exclusive to those platforms. Now let's talk a bit about other notable streaming services. So as I kind of mentioned at the beginning, certain streaming services may be more exclusively movie-based or TV-based or genre-based. So something like BritBox, which is owned by the BBC, is entirely British content, both movies and TVs, things like Pride and Prejudice, Doctor Who, Fawlty Towers, and stuff like that. So if you're interested in any of that kind of content, BritBox is a great service to look into. The Criterion Channel markets itself as offering important classic and contemporary films. It's films only. So these will be older classic movies. Again, ones that you may be interested in going back and watching again. Crunchyroll is an all anime and manga, which is a form of Japanese animation content. So if you're interested in a lot of cartoons, really beautiful cartoons and graphics and stuff, Crunchyroll is a pretty cool service as well. Acorn TV offers content from the UK, Ireland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Spain, and Mexico. It's TV only, so kind of similar vibe to BritBox in that it's offering content basically from a lot of the Commonwealth countries and then also Spain and Mexico. So you can access a lot of that different content there. YouTube Premium, so you may have heard of YouTube. YouTube is a video streaming site where you can watch personal vlog videos, instructional videos, and anything like that. But they also have a paid subscription model service called YouTube Premium, where you can stream ad-free YouTube videos, plus movies and shows, including some YouTube original content. They're not as big on the movies and TV shows and original content as some of the other big players, but something to look into, especially if you watch a lot of YouTube videos and the ads annoy you. With a YouTube Premium service, you can remove the ads. And then Apple TV Plus, that's from Apple, as in the company that makes the phones and the computers and all of that. And on here, you can stream movies and shows and exclusive Apple original content. It's a lot of movies and then, a good handful of Apple original content. So probably less content than some of the other services we kind of talked about, but a pretty good streaming service. I will say that their actual interface and how you navigate it is a bit weird. I find it really confusing to use. It's not really the most intuitive. That's my one criticism of Apple TV. But anyway, those are some of the other options available. There probably are more that I'm missing, but there's tons of streaming services out there, as you can see. So let's go over quickly some tips for streaming TV and movies, and then we'll get into a live demo. So note that the content on all these sites is always subject to change. So as distribution contracts expire and shows get bought or sold by different services, a TV show or a movie that you were really looking forward to watching on Netflix might be gone next month and moved to another platform or something like that. So do know that and consider it. Your best bet if you're looking to find content that's going to stay on a streaming service is if it's its own original content. Otherwise, things sometimes do move around. It's not too dramatic, but sometimes it just happens to happen. Most services do offer free trials. So if you want to try a service before buying, do a free trial. It's really easy to sign up. just make sure that if you don't end up wanting to continue that service, that you cancel that free trial before your trial ends, so you don't get charged. So when you start a free trial, they will ask for credit card information, and that's just though when the 2-week trial period ends or whatever, they'll charge your credit card for the first month of the subscription. So if you do the 2 weeks and then you decide you don't want to use it anymore, just make sure you cancel that beforehand, so you don't have to go through getting help to try to get the money back, or lose that fee if you don't end up wanting to use it anymore. Also, all of the services mentioned, with the exception of the Internet Archive, can be watched on a tablet, phone, computer, or smart TV. So it is easiest to first set up your account on a tablet, phone, or computer. So if you're looking to get started on any of these and you want to be able to watch them at home on your TV, best bet is to, and I think honestly the only way, is to set up your account first on a phone, tablet, or computer, and then you can sign in on the smart TV. But usually you're not always able to start the account and pay for the subscription on the TV. So set it up on a phone, computer, or tablet first, and then sign in to that account on your smart TV to be able to use it there. Now, what about buying movies and TV shows? So if you're not interested in subscribing to a specific streaming service, which is the model that a lot of these services use, or you can't find what you want to watch, you can also still rent and buy TV shows and movies online. Amazon Prime Video, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and Vudu offer purchases and rentals for single titles. So to find a title or to buy or rent, search for on any of these platforms, or use your search engine. Honestly, you can just search on Google. So say you wanted to watch, Harry Potter, you could just search buy Harry Potter online or rent Harry Potter online, and they should show you at the very top of your search all the different streaming services that is available to buy or rent on. And anyway, this is a great alternative if you're only trying to watch select content. So if you're not a huge consumer of movies or TV, and you only really watch a couple a month or whatever it is, it may be more worth your money just to rent or buy content as you go, rather than subscribing to one of these models. Now that we've gone over all of that information, let's take a tour of Netflix, just to give you an idea of how one of these streaming services works. All right, so I'm going to give you a tour of Netflix on my computer by going to the Netflix website. But as mentioned, you can access any of these streaming services on a phone or tablet as well. And you do so by downloading an app. So if you're using an Apple product, an iPad or an iPhone, you're going to download it from the Apple App Store, or if you're using another kind of device, you're probably going to be downloading it from the Google Play Store on your device. But on the computer, we'll just go to netflix.com. Now, when you're first getting to Netflix the first time, you haven't logged in or created an account, this is what you're going to see. So if you want to set up an account on here, you'll see this area here where it says Get Started. You would just put your email address in there and then click Get Started, and it would take you through the subscription option. So we can just put this in just to see what we can find in here. So then it'll take us through some account setup procedures. Just click through. So the first things first is to create a password. So I will create a password here. Then once the password is created, my account is basically set up. I just have to choose a plan and a payment. So options for basic, standard, or premium, whichever I want to choose. And I'll just select one based on my preference here. Now I'm in Canada, so my prices might be different than the US prices, just if it's different than what I said in the presentation earlier. Just note that. And then the last thing I'm going to do is pay. So with a credit card, or if you have a gift code, you can do either one. You can click debit or credit card. And I would just put in my first name, last name, credit card number, details, and then I click Start My Membership. And once I've done this, I have a membership and I can start using it. And when I come to the website, I'll just click Sign In the top right corner, and I'll put in my sign-in credentials and click Sign In. Now here I am on the home screen of Netflix. So usually when you first open up Netflix, there's a bit of a video playing at the top. That is just any sort of new content that they're promoting. And then if you go further down, you'll see all of the kind of more promoted content. So we'll see different categories of things like released in the past year. If you've already started watching things, you'll see a category like continue watching for you, trending now, sitcom, and you can browse and scroll through and pick things from here just by going down here and seeing what's available. And if you're interested in something, you can click on it and then you can start watching it and it will just start playing. Or you can hover over the title you're interested in and click on this little arrow, more info, and you can learn out more, read the synopsis, find out who's in it, see related titles, things that are similar, all that. Your other option for navigating is here in the top bar. You can see we have home, which is highlighted. That's what we're currently on. But you can also narrow down by going to TV shows, and this will give you the same kind of categories, but only for TV shows. And then once you're in TV shows, you'll see this little pop-up here. It says genre. I can select what kind of genre I'm interested in perusing. Let's go British drama, and then here we are. We can also go into movies up here at the very top. And as I'm in here, again, same setup. And also I can look at different genres. Let's go with fantasy here. And we can see different fantasy movies that are in here. New and popular, so these are new releases of Netflix originals or new additions that have come from elsewhere. So they've acquired a new TV show or movie or something like that. And then the next up here is my list. So you can actually go through and pick titles that you're interested in watching later or you might want to revisit. And then you can add them to your list. So say I'm on my home screen and I'm interested in watching The Good Place. I can come down here and see this little plus sign. I can click add to my list. And then when I go into my list, it will be here. So just a way to save shows that you may want to come back to, or that maybe they haven't been released yet and you can just see the promo for it. You can do that. You can also click browse by language and you can choose different language options as well from this top bar. And then lastly, the kind of final way to peruse in here is to click this little magnifying glass up here. And this is your search tool, and you can use this to search for TV shows on here. And then it will narrow down the search to that show or different options that are available here. So that is basically how you navigate Netflix. All right, thank you for listening to today's session on streaming movies and TV online. If you do have any questions about this topic, as always, you can call us toll-free at Cyber Seniors at 844-217-3057, or you can visit us online at www.cyberseniors.org. And once again, this webinar was proudly sponsored by Breezeline, and you can visit them online at www.breezeline.com. All right, have a lovely rest of your day.